How's it going, Talk Forest TV? My name is Jack and welcome to my review of Nottingham Forest 1, Arsenal 0 that took place at the City Ground yesterday. Brilliant. Absolutely incredible. I mean, there's been so many ups and downs this season, so many moments where we looked at it and thought, there's no way. There's no way we stay up. Maybe we go back down next season, rebuild, come back up, might be stronger. Look at what happened to Burnley under Dyche. Came up, went straight back down, came back up and did really, really well. We're an established Premier League team for a good period of time, and I was thinking that might be what happened to us. There were moments where we thought, you know what, we might be all right here. We had a good period of time, sort of after Christmas. We looked really solid. And we looked like we might have dragged ourselves out of it. And then there were moments again where we went back and we were thinking, oh, we're probably going to go down here, or Cooper's going to get the sack. But we didn't. We didn't do it. We kept hold of Cooper. We kept going. And with a game to spare, we have secured our Premier League status for another season. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm over the moon. I really, really am. I think there are so many. I think what makes it that little bit sweeter is there were so many people doubting us. There were so many pundits saying, oh, you've signed too many players. Your squad's too big and all the players don't know each other. And, it's going to be really difficult to get them all to gel together. And, I just think you bought too many players, you're going to go down. Cooper's not the man for the job. He did well in the Championship, but you need a more experienced manager when it comes to Premier League football to keep you up. People saying that, Forest have wasted money on, big money on players like Gibbs White, who isn't going to do anything, and he's, a half-decent player with a stinking attitude, or Jesse Lingard's on £1 million a week, and, all he's going to do is TikTok dances, which, to be fair, he didn't really play much on it, and on the pitch, he didn't offer a lot, mainly through injury, and, he just wasn't as good as we thought he would be. I don't know what role he played in the dressing room. It looked like he brought a good vibe to the dressing room, so that could have been helpful on the off-field perspective. But on an on-field perspective, there's question marks over that. But I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to evaluate the squad and one thing and another in another video coming. I'm not sure when, but I'm going to do one. I want to do one. But I'm here to talk about Forest staying in the Premier League and beating Arsenal. And, just a word on Arsenal. The thing is, a lot of people want to say you can't call Arsenal bottlers because nobody expected them to be in that position. And I completely agree with the fact nobody expected Arsenal to be challenging for the title this season. I think, myself included, a lot of people would have said top four, it would be what Arsenal were looking for. Fourth place, they dropped out of the top four right towards the end of the season last season, in expense of their biggest rivals, Tottenham. Losing at White Hart Lane, or whatever the new stadium is called, on Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, losing to Newcastle. And I thought, they're going to go this season and try and get that top four position. And I think most people did. I think that would have been a fair target going into the season. And they went and pushed Man City and almost beat them in the title race. I guess you could say almost. City had, before this video, 3 games remaining and they'd already won the league. So, that kind of, take that how you will. But they did. They were title challengers and they were 8 points clear at one point. And yes, okay, I fully understand that we can say, look, they weren't expected to be in this position. But regardless of the fact if they were expected or not, they didn't do it, and they had an 8-point gap to do it, and they bottled it. And you could say, if Forest, for example, last season, if we ended up not finishing the top 6, we would have bottled the playoffs. However, you could have said, oh, but Forest, they were 8th, so after 8 games they were bottom. So how did they bottle the playoffs? Or they came into the season and be like, well, Forest only finished lower mid-table last season, so how can you expect them to finish in the top 6? That's not a bold jump. But it is. If we were in the top 6, regardless of what people expected to happen, and we didn't make playoffs, we bottled it. Same with same with Arsenal. Sorry, we we can say they bottled it, even though that they didn't expect to be there at the start of the season. And I'm not saying this to throw shade at Arsenal. I actually wanted them to win the league. I really liked them. I had a soft spot for them this season. I like their squad, the vibe around the Emirates this season. The fans have been excellent. They've been, I think, in my opinion, quite a likeable side. I know that a lot of people disagree with me with that. Ramsdale's a wind-up merchant. Lots of opposition fans don't like them, and a lot of opposition fans don't like Arsenal fans, and things like that. But I wanted Arsenal to go ahead and win the league. But that being said, I did think they bottled it because they had such a convincing lead. After the World Cup, there was question marks. How would they manage with Jesus being out? No problem whatsoever. Eddie Nketiah stepped up. They had games against Bournemouth where they were 2-0 down at one point? Yeah, I think they were 2-0 down quite early on, and they ended up winning it with a 97th minute winner through Reece Nelson. They had them the moments where they could have crumbled and they didn't. And then they got injuries. Saliba was a big miss, one or two others, and they've capitulated. And we stopped them from winning the league, which subsequently kept us up. And I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, you've got to say that's a bottle job. I don't know what else you can say. Being 8 points clear in the Premier League title race at the moment in the season where they were is a bottle, whether you like it or not. But I'm going to focus on the main reason why you're all here, the Nottingham Forest. We have done it. We have stayed in the Premier League, and it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. First of all, I want to say thank you to Steve Cooper. The work that he's put in to get the team to gel, to bring in as many players as we did, and to get them to a moment in the season where they are now, a moment in the lifespan of this squad where they are committed, where they are in unity with each other, where they are fighting for each other, fighting for the club. You could have looked at the start of the season and been like, yeah, you can evidently see that there are a group of players who have been brought together who haven't really played with each other before, and they look like they're strangers. However, what we saw yesterday and what we've seen for the past so many games is a unity, it almost looks like we have a squad now that are used to playing with each other. We have a starting 11, a tactic, a best 11, a best team, and it's fantastic. And it's really credit to Steve Cooper and his backroom staff. Incredible that. I want to thank each and every player, each and every member of the squad that was playing on yesterday and who's featured at all this season. There's some that maybe we're going to look and say, what's their contribution this season? They should probably be moved on if we can. But still, I want to thank every single player that put on a fine shirt this season. Good or bad, you played your part. We got to this position because you made a mistake. It took us this long to win the league. No, we didn't win the league. Because you made a mistake and we lost the game, it meant that we could do it at home in front of that absolutely sensational crowd. That crowd was just something else. I wish I was there. I really wish I was there. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there. I've not been able to get to a game this season, which has hurt me. It has hurt me, but I understand that through different circumstances, I've not been able to go to games. I've not had enough games in the bank to get to what I want to do. There's a lot more fans who have been to a lot more games than me. They fully deserve it. I get it. I understand it. Hopefully I can go next season, but that's another story for another moment. I just want to say that City ground sounded absolutely electric. Like, this might be biased, but we have the best fans in the league by a stretch. The noise that they generate was just absolutely incredible. To roar the boys on, to keep them going, was just sensational. There's a lot that's been made of our fans this season, and a lot of people I've seen, pundits-wise, have said Leicester, their fans turned on them at one point this season. Leeds, their fans did. Everton, their fans have. Southampton, their fans have. Forest, their fans have at no point this season turned on them. At no point this season have we heard, "You're not fit to wear the shirt." There might have been the occasional boo at full time if we've played particularly poorly, but our fans have stayed loyal to the boys. They've backed them. They've backed Cooper, Marinakis. They've backed the club to the very, very end, and we've got our reward, and it's absolutely amazing. It feels such a sweet, sweet moment, because there's been so much said about us. So many people have said, "Oh, you've got no chances," and we've done it. It's incredible. Talking about the performance then yesterday. It's a funny story actually. I ended up watching the game on my phone on the Sky Go app in the passenger seat of my friend's car going down the motorway, because I'd been I was kind of away yesterday for the day somewhere away from where I live, and I had to watch the game on the way home in my friend's car, so I had it on silent because there was music playing in the car. I didn't want to play out the game because there's other people in the car, and I didn't think they really wanted to listen to it. But anyway, so I was listening to it on silent, but I've watched back match today and heard the clips, seen the videos of the fans, so I know how amazing they sounded. But from what I saw of the game, we just looked in control not in terms of the ball, because we had like less than 20% possession. We had about 160 passes in a 90-minute match. But what I mean is, we didn't look like we were chasing Arsenal. We didn't look like we